Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. This is Jershlamp. Today we are talk about the great achiever, Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's start. I will cover the key aspects of Ronaldo's biggest sacrifices, enriched with real stories and insights into his life. Cristiano Ronaldo, the man behind the legend. Cristiano Ronaldo, known to many simply as CR7, is one of the most iconic figures in the history of football. His journey from a small island in Madeira to the pinnacle of world football is a tale of extraordinary talent, relentless work ethic and significant personal sacrifice. But behind the glitz, the goals, and the glory, lies a story of a man who has given up much in pursuit of greatness. 1. Early life and the first major sacrifice. Ronaldo was born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, Madeira, a small island off the coast of Portugal. He was the youngest of 4 children in a family that struggled financially. His father, José Dinis Aveiro, worked as a kit man for a local football club, while his mother, Maria Dolores dos Santos Aveiro, worked as a cook and cleaner to support the family. From a young age, Ronaldo displayed an exceptional talent for football, and his family quickly recognized that this could be his ticket out of poverty. At just 12 years old, Ronaldo made his first major sacrifice. Recognizing his potential, Sporting CP, one of Portugal's biggest football clubs, offered him a place in their prestigious academy. But this opportunity came with a heavy price. Ronaldo had to leave his home, his family, and everything he knew behind to move to Lisbon, over 600 miles away. This was an incredibly tough decision for a young boy. Ronaldo has often spoken about how difficult it was to be away from his family at such a young age. He was homesick, lonely, and struggled to adapt to life in the big city. He missed his mother's cooking, the comfort of his home, and the familiar faces of his friends and family. This period of his life was marked by intense emotional challenges, as he grappled with the loneliness and pressure of living up to the expectations placed on him. 2. Rising through the ranks, the price of ambition. Ronaldo's time at Sporting CP was demanding. The training was rigorous and the competition was fierce. He had to constantly prove himself, not only to secure his place in the team but also to justify the sacrifices he and his family had made. During this period, Ronaldo's obsessive drive to succeed began to take shape. He would often stay behind after training sessions to practice his skills, determined to outwork everyone else. This work ethic, which would later become one of his defining traits, came at a personal cost. As a teenager, Ronaldo didn't have the typical experiences of someone his age. While his peers were socializing, dating, and enjoying their youth, Ronaldo was focused entirely on his career. He sacrificed his teenage years to perfect his craft, missing out on many of the experiences that others take for granted. This singular focus on football meant that he often felt isolated and detached from those around him. But Ronaldo's hard work paid off. His performances caught the attention of scouts from across Europe, and in 2003, at the age of 18, he made another significant move, this time to Manchester United. This transfer would mark the beginning of Ronaldo's rise to global stardom, but it also required further sacrifices. 3. Manchester United, the making of a superstar. Joining Manchester United was a dream come true for Ronaldo, but it also came with immense pressure. The Premier League was one of the most competitive football leagues in the world, and Manchester United was one of the biggest clubs. Ronaldo was following in the footsteps of legends, and the expectations were sky high. In Manchester, Ronaldo's life was consumed by football. He was determined to prove himself, and this meant making even more sacrifices. His daily routine was grueling: early morning training sessions, strict diets, and constant scrutiny from the media and fans. Ronaldo's obsession with being the best led him to adopt a lifestyle that left little room for anything else. One of the most significant sacrifices Ronaldo made during this time was his personal life. The demands of his career meant that he had little time for relationships or a social life. He was often alone in a foreign country, away from his family and the familiar comforts of home. The fame and success that came with playing for Manchester United also brought challenges. Ronaldo's every move was watched by the media, and his personal life was constantly under the microscope. This lack of privacy took a toll on him, as he struggled to maintain relationships and find time for himself. During this period, Ronaldo's father, José Diniz Aveiro, fell seriously ill due to alcoholism. This was a deeply challenging time for Ronaldo, who was very close to his father. Despite the pressures of his career, Ronaldo often traveled back to Portugal to be with his father, trying to support him through his illness. José passed away in 2005 when Ronaldo was just 20 years old. This loss was devastating for Ronaldo, and it marked a turning point in his life. He dedicated many of his future successes to his father's memory, but the pain of losing him at such a young age was a burden that Ronaldo carried with him throughout his career. For Real Madrid, the weight of the world. In 2009, Ronaldo made the move to Real Madrid for a world record transfer fee of £80 million. This move was a dream come true, but it also came with perhaps the biggest challenge of his career. The expectations at Real Madrid were enormous, and the pressure to succeed was immense. The club was desperate to reclaim its status as the best in the world, and Ronaldo was seen as the man who could lead them there. The pressure of playing for Real Madrid was unlike anything Ronaldo had experienced before. Every game was scrutinized, every mistake magnified, and every success expected. The weight of the world was on his shoulders, and Ronaldo knew that he could not afford to fail. To meet these expectations, Ronaldo pushed himself to new limits. His training regimen became even more intense, his focus even more single-minded. He sacrificed everything to ensure that he was at the peak of his abilities. One of the most significant sacrifices Ronaldo made during his time at Real Madrid was his health. He played through injuries, often pushing his body beyond its limits to meet the demands of the club and its fans. Ronaldo's determination to be the best meant that he was willing to put his body on the line, even when it came at a personal cost. This relentless drive led to several injuries that could have been career-ending, but Ronaldo's commitment to his craft saw him through. The intensity of life at Real Madrid also took a toll on Ronaldo's mental health. The pressure to perform, the constant media scrutiny, and the expectations of the fans created a stressful environment. Ronaldo had to develop incredible mental resilience to cope with these pressures, but it wasn't easy. He often spoke about the loneliness that came with his success, the feeling that, despite being surrounded by people, he was often alone in his pursuit of greatness. 5. Sacrifices for family and fatherhood. In 2010, Ronaldo became a father for the first time. The birth of his son, Cristiano Jr., brought immense joy to Ronaldo's life, but it also required new sacrifices. Ronaldo has always been a deeply private person, and he has gone to great lengths to protect his family from the public eye. Balancing the demands of his career with his responsibilities as a father has been one of the most significant challenges Ronaldo has faced. Ronaldo's decision to raise his son without a mother in the public eye was a choice that came with its own set of challenges and sacrifices. He has had to shield his son from the constant media attention and ensure that he has as normal a childhood as possible, despite the extraordinary circumstances. Ronaldo's commitment to his son has meant making sacrifices in his own life, choosing to spend time with his family over other pursuits and making difficult decisions to protect his son's privacy. In 2017, Ronaldo's family grew with the birth of twins, Eva and Matteo, via a surrogate, and later the same year, his daughter Alana Martina was born. Balancing the responsibilities of being a father of 4 with his demanding football career required even more sacrifices. Ronaldo had to find ways to be present in his children's lives while still maintaining his rigorous training and match schedule. This often meant sacrificing his own personal time and sleep to ensure that he could fulfill both roles. 6. Juventus and the pursuit of new challenges. In 2018, Ronaldo made the surprising decision to leave Real Madrid and join Juventus. This move marked a new chapter in his career, and with it came new sacrifices. At 33 years old, Ronaldo was no longer the young prodigy he once was, and many questioned whether he could still perform at the highest level. But Ronaldo was determined to prove that age was just a number, and he threw himself into his new challenge with the same relentless drive that had defined his career. Joining Juventus required Ronaldo to adapt to a new league, a new team, and a new country. This transition wasn't easy, especially at this stage in his career. Ronaldo had to once again leave behind the comforts of familiarity and immerse himself in a new environment. The Italian Serie A was a different challenge compared to La Liga, and Ronaldo had to adjust his game to fit the tactical, defensively-minded style of Italian football. Despite these challenges, Ronaldo continued to perform at an elite level, but this success came with further sacrifices. The demands of maintaining his physical condition became even greater as he aged. Ronaldo's training regimen became even more intense.